Good morning, soldiers. This is Sergeant Merrill, and today we're going to talk about the TAC-45 in Black Ops 2 and how they did a beautiful job of representing this weapon. First thing, guys, round of applause. Good job, Treyarch. This looks exactly like the FNP-45 tactical made by FN Herstal. And I give that a round of applause because it's not often that a game developer is able to represent the weapon so closely, whether it be because they just don't know better or because the manufacturer has a copyright on the weapon and they tend to defend that. Now, the name is different in-game, but as you can see, this is an exact replica of the FNP-45. They changed the logo, they changed some very slight things, maybe for copyright violation reasons, but I do appreciate this interpretation in-game. It's really well done. It fires the 45 ACP, which stands for Automatic Colt Pistol. This is a round that was designed by John Browning in 1904. This guy was known for making rounds that pack a fucking punch, and this round certainly does. It's the same round fired by the 1911, and John Browning is also responsible for rounds like the 50 cal BMG. Packs a punch. When you get hit with a round like this, you are going to feel it. There are a lot of differences between this round and the 9mm, and there's a lot of reasons that some militaries have gone away from the 45 ACP toward the 9mm, like the Beretta in service today. But I feel when it comes to home defense, when it comes to putting a guy down, the 45 ACP round packs a punch, and you can feel that in game, and I like that. Now, the reason I compare it to the 9mm is because I think like the 9mm is standard when it comes to pistol rounds. You know, it's what I feel the most people have fired, and it's in service for the most military and police organizations. So that's why I compare it to that. Now, there is a lot of differences, like I said, between the 9mm and the 45 ACP. The 45 ACP is much more expensive. It's about 50% more expensive than the 9mm. Then again, that's not really something you worry about in game, but there are some other differences. Like the 9mm travels a lot faster than the 45 ACP. But when you do get hit by the 45, you're gonna feel it. That's why a lot of military members appreciate the 1911 so much, because it offered that significant advantage as far as stopping power. Now, the 45 is a larger round, so you're gonna be able to hold... You can hear my daughter in the background. Makes commentary so hard. The 45 is a larger round, so you're going to get less rounds per magazine. Here you're going to see 10, whereas with the 9mm you'd probably see more around 15 or 16. Now you can get 13 rounds in this with the extended clip. Oh, that hurts to say. The extended magazine, it should be called. But still, you're only getting an extra 3 rounds, whereas with the Beretta 23R, you're getting an extra 6 rounds. So it is quite a trade-off. You do get more stopping power with this weapon, but you need to make the shots count. And it's a shame that not so many people are familiar with this weapon, but I can say that if you are a fan of the 1911, and the 1911 has a little bit of a cult following that follows it from game to game. If you're a fan of the 1911, you're gonna be a fan of this weapon. It has a little bit more rounds in the magazine. It reacts a little bit different than the 1911, but as far as gameplay and how it feels and putting people down with that 45 round, you're going to enjoy it. And I think I would have enjoyed it more in this game if I didn't get robbed of my dogs right there. Damn it! But one of the things I really enjoy about this weapon in-game, guys, is it has that 2-hit kill distance up close that surprises the hell out of people. Now, the drop-off of that 2-hit kill is pretty significant, and the distance between it being a 2-hit kill and a 5-hit kill is pretty short, so you need to pay attention to that distance. But when you're in this close range right here, you are magical. You will beat out many other weapons aside from a shotgun, and it will piss off and or surprise the hell out of them. In fact, the secondaries in general in Black Ops 2 have surprised the hell out of me. They are significantly stronger than any of the Call of Duties of past. They pack a punch. Every single one of them, in some capacity, you can viably use as the only weapon as you play. So you can trade off with the Pick 10 system. You can trade off your primary weapon and pick up some extra perks, pick up some extra equipment if you want to. Here I'm using 5 different perks, and the gameplay that I'm able to acquire from it, the way I'm able to play, is much different than with a primary. And looking back at the scoreboard, I just noticed that I play the objective, or I am capable of playing the objective, much better when I play with this playstyle. I cap more flags, I pick up more tags, I defend more objectives, I plant more bombs. It's just you're quicker, you're able to read the map quicker. And if you're a fan of the FAL or the SMR, the playstyle is going to be kind of similar in the close range game. You're going to still get that 2-shot kill that you're used to with those weapons. Now you got significantly less rounds in the magazine, but you know what I'm talking about. If you're good at playing with those weapons, you're going to be good with this weapon. Now, a lot of people may be wondering, what makes this weapon different from the 5.7? And if you've played with the 5.7, which is the first pistol you'll get, you'll notice right off the bat that you get significantly more rounds. Not only do you start out with 20 rounds in the magazine, but if you use extended clip, you're going to have 27 rounds. That's 7 extra rounds rather than 3 extra rounds. So what sets this weapon apart from the 5.7, which is also capable of a 2-hit kill, is that the 2-hit kill distance for this weapon is over 3 times further than the 5.7. And that 2-hit kill is what you need to revolve around when you're playing with this weapon. It's what makes it magical. It's what's going to put you on top of the leaderboard and make you win a lot more gunfights than you should, considering you're putting a pistol against rifles and SMGs. Now, as far as what attachments I prefer with this weapon, I started out using extended clip quite a bit. It's what I'm using in this gameplay. But what I found out is that those 3 extra rounds didn't usually translate into success as much as it should, considering that it's using up an entire attachment slot, where I could put a laser in there, where I could put, something else, a suppressor, something that I think would translate into more success than the extended clip. So when I started using fast mag, I noticed a significant difference in my gameplay. Getting those extra 10 rounds into the weapon that much quicker is much more important than just having 3 extra rounds in the longer reload time. Now, I also see that a lot of people are advocates for the long barrel. They want to extend the 2-hit kill distance for this weapon. And the long barrel certainly does that a little bit, but if you ask me, it's trying to turn the weapon into something that it isn't. It makes the person think that they're more effective at long range when in reality they really aren't. It only extends the 2-hit kill distance for this weapon a little bit, and there is a significant drop off between the 2-hit kill distance and the 5-hit kill distance. So again, it makes this weapon something, or it makes you try to turn this weapon into something that it really isn't. Now, I also experimented with the laser sight on this, which I thought was going to be really good. I was really excited to try the laser sight on this because the hip fire for this weapon is already pretty good. And what I was hoping to do was to reliably hip fire at people within that 2-hit kill distance and just be that much quicker on the move. But what I found out was that the grouping of the bullets was not within the hip fire indicators like the laser sight was showing. I felt like it wasn't reliable. I mean, if you see right there, it's already pretty good at hip firing at the 2-hit kill distance, and the laser sight really doesn't make it better, if you ask me. Or at least it doesn't make it more reliable. It's not something I could rely on. Like, I still felt a little nervous about hip firing with the laser sight when that's the point of it. You really shouldn't. At least at the distance that I wanted to be effective at. I found much more advantage out of the fast mag reload time than with the laser sight. Now, if you're going to use secondary gunfighter and put a second attachment on this weapon, maybe that's something you can experiment with. I certainly think that it's an interesting choice and that it can see some benefit, just not enough of a benefit for me to give up an attachment that's better in my opinion. In this gameplay that's coming up, you can kind of see how I try and put it to use, and you can be the judge if it's something that's good or not. Now, another attachment that I found pretty interesting for this weapon was a Kimbo, man. This is a 2-hit kill weapon. So when you have a Kimbo, you have the possibility at really close range, because your hip fire is tremendously worse with the Kimbo, to get what feels like a 1-shot kill. And I think that's really interesting, especially when you're playing like a game type like Demo, and there's a lot of people on the bomb, and you can just whip out the secondary and just blast the hell out of anybody that's in there. It's pretty fun. But as far as rolling akimbo only, I don't think it's that effective. Your range with the weapon is severely reduced, not because of the 2-hit kill distance, but because of the significantly worse hip fire. Now, there's a lot of talk saying that this is the best secondary in the game, or the best pistol in the game. And a lot of people want to know if I agree. And I will say that if you are good with semi-automatic weapons, if you are good with the FAL and the SMR, this is going to be the best possible pistol for you, because you are already going to know how to take advantage of its strengths, and you're already going to know how to perform that semi-automatic gameplay, whereas a lot of people don't do well with semi-automatic gameplay. So I think as far as the best secondary overall, the best pistol overall for most people, it's probably going to be the B23R or the 5.7 because of the amount of ammo and the ease of use. This weapon has a little bit of a learning curve. Now, like I said, for those people that are good with it, it is the best secondary. That 2-hit kill distance is just monster. But in the comment section, I want to know what you guys think. Do you guys think this is the best secondary, the best pistol in the game? Or do you think that it's outclassed by one of the other pistols? And I want to know why. But But that's all I have for this video, guys. I really hope that you learned something new about this weapon, and in the comment section, let me know what weapon you'd like to see me review next. But that's all I have for this video. This is Sergeant Merrill, out here.